Hey, what's up? It's Pat here, and I'm in the middle of building out a brand new podcasting, video, live streaming studio in this space at WeWork in San Diego, California. And I don't know about you, but you might have a space of similar size that you want to use for multi-purpose function. Instead of just one room for video and another room for podcasting, how do you build out all these different things in a small space? So in this video, I'm actually going to take you through our plans for this space and how we're going to use this small, tiny space for a lot of different things. I'm right now building the podcasting sort of interview table, which is the more by Langa from IKEA. So I got more coming at you Langa in this video. Sorry, that was dumb. But anyway, just stick around. I'm gonna show you and draw out for you exactly what our plans are, the equipment we're gonna use and all that kind of stuff. And then by the end of this thing, as we film every bit of this process, you're gonna have the most cinematic, best audio quality, best lighting in a space, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. But for right now, let's go over the plans. So now you're looking at our office space from top down. This is called bird's eye perspective or plan view. And just to give you some perspective on size here, we're working with about 17 feet deep and 10 feet wide. So not a ton of space. And like I said, we're gonna do a lot with this. Now, a few things to note. This is a hallway over here. There's people walking by, so we're gonna have to worry about soundproofing. And in addition to that, this entire wall here is glass. So that's something that's going to not really help us when it comes to echo and soundproofing, but we do have solutions for that we'll be talking about in a later video. The entrance is about that wide. So this is where you enter the space. Now let's talk about what we're going to do. And one of our primary motives here is to have a multi-purpose space that we could use for podcasting and video that really highlights this section over here on the right. So if you imagine a sort of table here that could seat maybe up to 4 people, maybe 6 feet wide or 6 feet long and maybe 4 feet wide, this is where we will have seating for people. So these are 2 people, and what are we going to be doing here? We're going to be podcasting, which is really nice. So we have this table. This is the table that I was setting up in the intro for you, and we might have some like decorations here along the side, whether that's bookshelves or some other plants or something like that. Maybe a nice little plant there. This isn't the best of drawings, but that's okay. But here's how this setup will work. It's not just a space for 2 people to start podcasting with each other. There will be cameras set up as well. So there's going to be a camera that's positioned over here that will be sort of pointing toward this person. There will be a camera positioned over here that will be pointing toward this person. And there will also be a third camera here that will kind of get the wide angle view of this situation. So we have camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3 here, which will be really nice because then we can have like a dynamic podcasting setup so that we can have something interesting to look at while we're also podcasting. Yes, we will capture the audio to put into our podcast for audio only, but we wanna like just see if we can provide a solution for, can you actually film a podcast in an interesting way that people will actually wanna watch? Now, the other cool thing about this is, and I'm gonna draw this here, this will sit on a track, this camera 1 here, and what'll happen is it's going to move back and forth. So it'll move this way, it's also gonna move this way, and it's gonna do that on a very slow sort of track, and that's called a sort of a slider, and it's gonna be put on an automated engine or motor that will kind of slowly pan across the way. So like when it's looking this way, you're gonna get a cool little parallax effect and it'll look like the background's moving slowly. So that's gonna be pretty awesome. Now we do have another desk that's being set up over here, and this is where I'm primarily gonna be stationed when I'm doing, so my computer and my monitor is gonna be here. This is where I'm gonna be doing a lot of live streaming. If I'm gonna be podcasting solo, this is likely where I'm gonna be. And there's also gonna be another camera over here as well, and that's gonna be set up and positioned over this way to sort of capture sort of that angle. And what's really nice about that is all the stuff like back here is gonna be really blurry with this view back there, which is gonna be really cool. All right, next we will talk about what's happening on the other side of me or behind me. So let's go back to black here. There's going to be a table that looks exactly the same with a very similar widescreen monitor and a setup here. And of course there's like a chair here for both people. Now, who's sitting over here? Well, that's going to be Caleb or his team or somebody who's going to be editing our videos, and that's what this station is going to be for. So you got me over on this side, you got the editor over here, somebody who might be controlling the sort of switcher, if you will, for all the stuff that's happening on this side. So what I'm going to do now is switch to a camera view of these spaces, and I'm going to draw out what sort of the walls look like for you, just to give you some idea of what we're doing here. All right, so this is a view of our empty space, and this is where we're going to add a table. I already drew this out, but I'm going to show you that there. And it's the table with the 2 podcasting setup. We're going to have some equipment here as well, obviously, like a boom arm with podcasting mics set up for both people. There might also be a way to include like a little iPad set up here so that we can kind of see things that we're talking about. This is for some upcoming show ideas that we have that would require actually people to be in person, which would be really, really interesting, like I said. Now we have a lot of space here to work with, right? So we could include things like signage, like this, where we could put something like, if I'm filming something like Ask Pat Live here, we can do that there. We could do like a nice little live stream, which is pretty cool. This table also, we can potentially sort of swing it 90 degrees and have a little different setup here where, we get rid of this chair and it's just me sitting in this chair facing camera 1 here, and that would provide a different setup where it would just be me, which would be really interesting. But besides that, we're going to also include things like soundproofing panels, right? And we're gonna talk about that in some upcoming videos as well across the wall here, which is really cool and hopefully will help deaden the sound. We also have Automute, who has supplied us with a lot of really cool things that we're gonna also put in perhaps behind here. And of course, shelving of some kind, like bookshelves. So this will start to be designed in a really cool way so that no matter what camera angle is being used, it'll be a really interesting and nicely lit space. Now, we didn't talk about lights either, but lights are going to be sort of positioned behind the cameras, and we'll have some nice lighting here. These lights that are up here don't really do us any favor because we get those raccoon eyes from the top-down position, which doesn't look very well. So those will likely be turned off, and we're going to use aperture lights surrounding the studio space here to make it look a lot better, of course. But again, down here, you're also going to see some carpeting. We're going to talk about carpeting specifically for audio purposes in an upcoming video very soon. So that's what this space looks like. All right, so this is my desk, SwitchPod hanging out over there. And this is actually a PC because it's gonna allow us to be able to do some live streaming stuff that only certain PC programs can use, but it'll make the streaming a lot easier. It'll allow us to multicast into different places. We got a nice sort of Alienware 32-inch widescreen gaming sort of monitor there that's going to be really interesting and fun to work with as well. But there's a lot of other things here too. So you'll see probably some soundproofing up here, and then down here in the corner you're going to see a tripod, which is where another camera is going to be set up this way, pointing sort of toward me there. And that way all the stuff that's sort of behind the scenes in the background is going to look nice and blurry. It's going to look really cinematic. We'll probably have some lights up in this position as well, sort of like lighting me from the side. And so I will be here looking this way when I talk to the camera for live streams and for tutorials and other YouTube videos and things like that. All right, so this is Caleb's setup. Don't worry about the blankets there. Those are for another video, so no need to worry about that, but that's coming later. But this is where like different boxes, right, would exist specifically for, our switcher and our roadcaster and other things like that, which would then sort of connect underneath here to our podcasting setup. We're likely gonna have another monitor up here for editing purposes, sort of somehow positioned for whoever's editing as well. And of course, our acoustical panels sort of across the room there like that. But yeah, there's no need to have like a podcasting mic here, but there's going to be a lot of equipment living on this table that connects to all the podcasting stuff and podcasting gear and video gear that we have there too. And this here is another room that we have right next door that has a ton of stuff. We have the Automute sound panels there. We have some furniture being built out. There's some microphones behind there, and over there you could see some books, just all this nasty stuff, more shelving and other boxes full of things. And this is what the mess we're dealing with right now that will eventually end up in the studio nicely organized at some point in the future. There's our little Roland switcher in that box right there. So a lot of stuff, a lot of exciting things, but we got a lot of work to do. All right, and so those are our plans for this space. And as you can see, we already have the podcasting interview table set up. Just like this, would be positioned in this way. There'd be a camera over there looking at me, a camera over there looking at Caleb, and then that camera, your position right now, looking at both of us. And of course, we're gonna have a lot more decorations. We're gonna have a lot better lighting, a lot better sound, which you'll see in some of the upcoming videos. For some reason, this table gave us a lot of trouble when we were putting it together. But it's finally up, and I'm excited because we have a lot more to do, as you saw in the plans. But make sure you hit subscribe. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We got a lot more great content coming your way as we are building out the studio, and eventually it's going to turn into this beautiful, cinematic looking, multi-purpose space, and hopefully in some way, shape, or form this video has helped you. Comment below, what do you want to see as we are progressing through this build? What do you want to make sure we cover for you? Let us know in the comments below, and once again, thank you so much for being here and supporting Team Flynn and my video studio build, and thanks Caleb for all the help, and hit subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Team Flynn for the win. Peace.